Welcome to What We Watch When We Drink, a Booze Dancing Entertainment Network podcast featuring lively discussions about movies, TV shows, and anything else that we're watching while we drink our favorite boozy beverages. If you enjoy this show, please subscribe on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, Google, Audible, and anywhere else you get your podcasts. You can also find us on boozdancing.com, and if you have any questions, comments, show or drink suggestions, email us at boozdancing@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you.
Oh, hello. Hi.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Hello.
I was just checking my messages. See, I get a lot of texts and stuff.
Well, you're a popular guy.
I'm a popular guy. Apparently we are live tonight.
We are live.
It's a whiskey Wednesday, is it not?
It is Whiskey Wednesday. God knows we need whiskey.
Welcome to What We Watch When We Drink. This is like the slowest rollout to a beginning of a show ever. Slowly rolling into the show.
This is what they do. This is what they do.
They do this?
Yeah,
we are live tonight on the YouTube, the Facebook, where else? The Instagram?
The Instagram and the LinkedIn.
The Instagram and the LinkedIn. That's a fair amount of places you can watch us. We are here again. It's been a little bit of time since it's been a minute, as the kids say.
Sure.
This is What We Watched today. This is episode 59?
59.
59. That's Jack Ham's number for all you Pittsburgh Steelers fans out there. Hall of Fame linebacker. But anyway, I digress. We are here to chat whiskey. We're here to just chat about stuff. And we're going to talk about a movie tonight. We're going to talk about a brand new movie that's just came out recently. But before we get into that, how are my fine partners tonight? How are we doing?
Thirsty. We're thirsty. We're very thirsty.
Thirsty?
I'm okay.
Michael, how are you?
Living the dream. Just living the dream.
Living the dream.
Every day is a gift.
Yes.
Every day is a gift.
So we are live tonight, and then this little disaster is going to be on a podcast in about a week or so, probably, where you can download it and listen to it at your heart's delight, wherever you want, on your phone, on your stereo, wherever you listen to podcasts. And let's see. Don't forget that these two gentlemen here with me do tons of reviews at the Murder Table, boozdancing.com. You can find it online, and they are reviewing all kinds of spirits, fun stuff, beer, wine, cider, mead, champagnes, whiskey. What else are you guys doing? Soda pops, cocktails, Girl Scout cookies.
We've done that. We have actually done that. This is not a lie.
With
you.
With me, that's true. It is, you know what? By the way, if you don't know already, it is Girl Scout cookie season. I have been inundated from about 3 different directions or more with options to buy. So help the kids out. Okay?
Can I just give them cash? What if I don't want the cookies?
You can, apparently. I found this out because I still have cookies in my garage cabinet from last year.
Oh, and you wonder why you get raccoons.
Apparently, that's true. And rats. Right. So you can apparently just make a donation.
I'm just going to give them, you know what? It's like, I don't want the $10 in cookies. Here's $10.
There would be $6.
No.
What?
You need one box of lemon cookies for the peated whiskey. Then the rest is just catch.
This is true.
Just catch.
I can make my own lemon cookies and still give them $10.
I learned
Is
something.
it the same? Is it as lemony?
Yeah, it is. I can make it as lemony.
Apparently, they don't sell all the same cookies all over the country.
Seriously?
Did you know that?
No.
Seriously.
I only live here. True. I don't know.
Yes, if you are, depending on where you are, they have different kinds of cookies. There are some common ones like the lemon drops, whatever they're
lemonades.
called.
No, what are they called? Lemonades.
Yeah.
And the thin mints. Thin mints are the same.
There's some regional ones. Like if you're in Wisconsin, you'll get the cheese cookie. That's not true. I made that up. That's not true. But it'd be funny if they did it.
The Wensleydale.
Wensleydale.
That's right. And if you're like in Texas, you get the beef cookie.
Ooh, that'd be nice though. A brisket cookie.
It's a jerky.
A jerky?
It's jerky cookie. The jerky
That's right.
cookie.
That's right.
No.
The Boy Scouts try to sell jerky in Texas.
This is true, right? Okay, we are here again, and we are jumping into a movie that we've just came out. It's called The Real Pain, correct?
Oh, Real Pain. A Real Pain.
A Real Pain. I'm sorry, A Real Pain. And it just was that in the theaters, or was it just?
It was in the theaters. I actually saw it in the theater.
Oh, I did not realize that. It must have been there for a minute because
it wasn't there for long. Yeah, it wasn't out long. But it did.
I watched. Was it on Hulu? Okay. Where was it on?
It's on Hulu now. It's
Hulu.
on right now.
That's where I watched it. And we are going to dive in to some brand new single casks. Am I correct? So they're all single casks.
You know how new they are? They arrived on my doorstep today.
They're hot off the press, as we say.
Hot off the presses.
Hot off the production lines. The Isle of Raasay, which is in Scotland for all you people that don't know geography. It's a little bit of an island. It's a drop of an island to the east, next door neighbors to Isle of Skye, where Talisker is.
Oh, so wait, and so it's east of Skye.
East of Skye,
but it's still the western coast of Scotland.
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Just
right.
clarify.
In the north, near the North Atlantic. Is that enough directions for you?
Yeah, I'm just visualizing.
I'm so confused.
I know. It's like a little.
Is it a Hebridean whiskey?
I don't know if that would. I think it might be considered. It's an island whiskey. I don't know if it would be an Hebridean. I guess it would be. Yeah, let's say it
would be the Hebridean.
Let's just say it because it's kind of fun to say.
It is Hebridean.
And these are all current. We have 3 whiskeys we're going to go through tonight.
You should see a doctor about
Isle
that.
of Raasay. You should see a doctor, like
Dr.
Bombay.
I got the Hebrides, yeah. By the way, you know what they give you for that?
Yes, sir.
You know what they give you for that? Whiskey.
Whiskey is it's the best.
It's a cure-all.
It's a cure-all.
It is. Anyway.
These are all courtesy of our friends, Sam Filmus and Company at Impex Beverages. Thank you, Sam. Happy New Year to everyone there, the whole team. Once again, bringing us some wonderful new whiskeys to talk about, taste, and talk about the distillery a little bit too. Okay, so should we fill our cups with one of these wonderful little whiskeys first?
Yeah, let's do it. They sent us 3.
Yep.
We'll go with the first one, which is the Isle of Raasay 5-year-old peated ex-Bordeaux single cask. 18 of 725. What is that? Do you think that's like the number?
It's either it's probably the number of the barrel, or this is the 18th bottle of 725 bottles, which that can't be right, because that's
that can't be
right.
Wait,
a Bordeaux, isn't a Bordeaux cask really big?
Yeah, they're gonna use hogsheads. That's how it is.
But 725 bottles is a lot.
Yeah,
if that's what that is.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know that. I don't know. It can't be 7.
Yeah, it can't. No, it's not. It must be
It must be the number of the cask, right?
Yeah. Cask number, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna pour it a little bit. It's got a very pink color. It's got like a hue to it.
Does it have a pink color? It does have a little bit of a pink color.
Like it's Bordeaux-ish.
For those watching at home.
You think it's almost like a rosé.
I should say it for those watching at home.
Yeah. You can't really see it.
You see that thing?
Yeah,
there you go. You can't really see it. It's kind of hard. There you go, maybe.
A little bit. A little pinky.
Pinky's up. Drop your cards.
And there's my
Pinky's
pinky.
up.
Pinky's up.
Don't forget to drop your little messages in the chat. We'll be happy to ignore them or respond. We'll see.
Should I read a little bit about it first?
Yeah, you should before we clink.
So this is the Bordeaux. Okay, so the Bordeaux red wine casks we use are made from 2 oak species. Quercus patria and Quercus robur, I think, if that's how you say it, adding savory spice, whilst the red wine imparts tannins into the new make spirit. The casks were previously used to age 3 vintages of Bordeaux red wine, resulting in sumptuous, fruity top notes in our spirit like blackberries, plums, and cherries. It is 59.7% alcohol. There are 296 bottles. So,
there you go. So we know that that's not the
that's got to be the cask number.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
296 bottles.
All right, boys. Wow. Cheers.
Cheers. Clink, clink.
Cheers.
There we go.
There we go.
Wow. Delicious.
Ooh,
have we had many Bordeaux finished?
I'm sure. I don't think it's finished. I think it's aged because it did say
right.
They said the new make went into this cask. right?
There's a Glen Scotia that I have. That is a Bordeaux finish, I believe. But I can't remember too many.
Now, usually you get the Sauternes or you get a
Yes.
port cask. You don't get a whole lot of other.
Yeah.
Boy, that's
Well, unless you're Brooklotti, who they have a million.
That's got some heat on the nose.
And what's the
does have some meat.
what's the ABV? That's
59.7. That's a whiskey with a 6, my friend.
Almost.
we're rounding up.
A 6.
Well, if you're rounding up.
Whiskey with,
Wow.
well, I mean, it's only 0.3%. So, yeah. I'm going to add a little. Well, let me try straight up.
No water till you try.
No water yet. You're right.
Chew your
I mean, it's very fruity on the nose. Very, very
I'm
fruity.
getting like plums. That's nice.
And a little bit of peat there. There is a little bit of smoke. You know?
Well, it's peated, right?
Yeah, totally. All right, I'm going in.
The peat is very light. Wonder if where they get their peat from.
And
It is light.
And it's a 5-year-old, right?
Yeah.
It is a 5-year-old, correct?
The peat's there. I do get.
It is more. I think it's more on the on the tongue, the palate.
What is
less on the
peat?
nose? Yeah.
Yeah. It's like residual smoke. It's like on the back end of smoke.
Yeah. It's residual smoke. It's
Front end
like
is kind of like a little tanniny. I get that little sweet fruit. I get like almost like, like they said, something like berries.
Yeah. It's like
berries
walking by the fireplace next day after you've had a fire. Not during the raging fire, but after it's all
it's
cooled
smoldering
down.
ash.
Past smoldering ash.
Oh, it's just ash.
Just ash.
Just ash. Yes.
Just ash. Oh, kiss my ash.
Kiss my ash. Ooh.
I get a little barbecue
Actually,
note.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. I'm getting like
you too.
I get like the
Little
burnt
barbecue.
ends. It's like burnt ends.
Yeah. Oh.
How about it's almost like a if you could do like a berry barbecue sauce
Yeah.
with a hint of smoke.
They have that. I've
Oh.
seen that.
It's
Really?
a plum,
Yeah.
it's a plum sauce.
Mm.
Barbecue with a plum
That's
sauce.
good. I like that. That's different. That's really, really different. It's unusual.
Looking down at it, I definitely see more. It's definitely looks more pink.
Yeah.
Looking down, I have a white keyboard, and it looks.
Funny thing about a barrel that had red wine in it 3 times.
I know.
Shocking.
Go figure.
So they used that barrel 3 times before they picked it up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's pretty good. I like that.
That's pretty good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good
Wow,
stuff.
that is really and it is not. It's way more drinkable than you think. 59.5.
Yeah, because I didn't add any water.
I
did not
This
add
is
any
really-
water.
Yeah.
That's
this is
nice.
I put some water in just to see what would happen, and I think it opened up more of the peat, a little
Yeah.
more of the barbecue.
Oh, really? I wish I had some water here. Dang it.
But it doesn't need it. That was good.
This
That's
could
tasty.
be. This is one of those scary session whiskeys because you think, oh, I could drink this all night, and then you're
Yeah.
like laying on the floor.
No, I don't.
After,
I don't recommend it.
Few of those. God, this is
Wow.
delicious.
Wow.
Alrighty, let's jump into our feature film.
The movie 2024's A Real Pain. You want the
Bingo.
stats?
Stat them up.
You want some
Give us
stats?
a stat
Okay.
and give us a summary.
The rundown.
Okay. Yeah, just
The rundown.
okay. Release date 11/1/2024. Budget, I couldn't figure that out. Gross box office USA and Canada 8.2 million. Opening weekend USA and Canada 228,000. Let's see. Gross worldwide 16.4 million. IMDb score 7.1 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes 96%.
Wow.
Metascore 86. Here is the brief tagline. Mismatched cousins David and Benji tour Poland to honor their grandmother. Their adventure becomes complicated as old tensions resurface while exploring their family history. Director and writer Jessie Eisenberg.
That is the bare bones of that movie. That would be the barest of bones. It's true.
Yeah, but that's okay.
That's it. Yeah.
That's all you really need to know.
Is this his first directing effort?
I don't think so. I think he did another one.
No.
Hang
Yeah,
on.
I think he's done a few movies.
He directed 1 or 2 movies. He's been around for a long time, Eisenberg.
Yes.
I just didn't know if he's
He
been
has-
directing.
I think he's done a few things, I believe. Good question. Let's check.
He's a little polarizing, right?
He is a little polarizing.
I kind of like him. Like, like you can see how he kind of gets not typecast. Well, yeah, typecast a little bit to a degree. But I think he's always very good.
I'm hit and miss on him. I mean, we're jumping away from the story here, but
yeah,
I'm a little hit
I
and
get
miss
it.
on him because well, I don't want to get too much into him yet, but yeah, I think he is polarizing. We can talk about that why. So I don't know, where did this idea come from? Do we know where the is it
I don't know where his idea came from. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm sure I could find some kind of facts and figures, but
it's not a book, it's just
no. I think it's an original
screenplay. Idea.
Yeah, I believe it's an original screenplay, and he's got what, they got 2 Academy Award nominations,
right?
For Best Original Screenplay and Best Supporting Actor for Kieran Culkin.
Yep. So maybe let's run through this. Just as you said, 2 maybe first cousins. Let's say first.
Yeah,
cousins,
they are. They're first cousins,
right?
Right.
And their grandmother, who was a Polish Jew, left them money. She dies apparently in New York, and she leaves them money to partly go see her home in Poland, in some, I can't remember what town in Poland.
Yeah, I forgot.
And she was, do we know that she was a Holocaust survivor? We don't know that, right?
I
don't remember if they mentioned that or not.
I'm going to assume, yes.
Not really critical, but
no.
But she was in Poland, probably maybe post World War II. And these guys, they first meet for this big trip, organized by Jessie Eisenberg's character.
Yes.
In JFK? Let's say JFK.
Well, they say it actually wasn't JFK, but it's supposed to be JFK.
Okay. And Kieran Culkin
is
just like been there for like 3 hours. He's been sitting around watching people hanging out while Jessie Eisenberg is just like freaking out because he can't get a hold of his cousin, and he's gonna be late. He's worried he's not gonna be on time to the airport, and he's worried that his cousin won't be there. And his cousin's there just hanging out, like in flip flops and just kind of chilling. And that kind of sets the stage for these 2 personalities. One hyper type A, wants neurotic. Control, extremely neurotic.
What do you leave about? Like messages?
Like a mini Woody Allen, and our young Woody Allen, I guess. And you've got Mr. Culkin, who is total chill, just to want to see the world, want to check out the people at the airport. Hey, no worries, we'll get on. And that's how these 2 kind of get together for this massively huge trip to a foreign country, right?
Yep.
It, right? Yep. So they get across to Poland, and they're on a tour, I should say, right?
Yes.
They're on a tour.
A Holocaust tour.
A Holocaust tour.
A Holocaust tour.
I mean, I guess, yeah. It's a
Holocaust. No, it actually is.
I think it is.
Holocaust tour.
Yeah. And there's only like 4 other people on this trip, and a tour guide who's a kind of a young guy from Britain, and they meet in the hotel in Poland, or I guess they meet at the airport, and then they get the rundown on this trip, and everyone gets to talk about who they are, and you start to see a little bit more about who these 2 characters are, who these 2 cousins are, and it's starting to. They feel like opposites by a long shot, right? And they're there for 2 reasons. They're for the tour to see Poland, and they're going to stay a couple extra days to go see find their grandmother's home if it's still there, right? So we're meeting all the family, we're meeting all these people, and immediately you see the differences between these two men. Kieran Culkin is just like all over people, talking over people, getting very personal, whereas Jessie is kind of in himself, embarrassed by his brother or cousin. This is just not what he expected, I think, traveling with his cousin. And now he's embarrassed because he's with these.
I think it's the opposite. I think it's exactly what he expected from his cousin.
Oh, maybe you're right. You might be right.
I think he's
worse than
horrified because he's like, oh dear God, this is exactly what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah, and it's the beginning of both of them kind of looking at their relationship, that apparently they were very close when they were kids,
Right.
for whatever reason, hung out a lot, and
They're
then
the same age.
and then
They're the
same age,
They're,
and
their,
then
their,
no,
their
they.
fathers are brothers, and they were born the same year and raised almost like brothers.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And then for whatever reason, they went off on their separate ways, and we don't know. I don't remember what Jessie Eisenberg's like. Oh, he sells like digital advertising or creates
Correct.
digital advertising or something, and we don't really know what Kieran Culkin does, except he gets on in life. Somehow he gets around. He gets on, helps his friends paint, his house or whatever. He lives in Farmington, New York, right?
Binghamton.
Oh, Binghamton. And thanks. And an uncle from Binghamton. And they just seem very opposite. And it's watching them try almost to recreate their relationship, but it's never going to be what it was. It's just these two different people with this singular task of seeing their grandmother's home. And it's odd watching them because they are very different. It's odd watching them interact. It's odd watching them interact with other people. The other group of people, the other four people are a couple who I think one of their parents was from Holocaust survivors, I think.
I thought the husband, his parents or family left before everything. They came over like the early 1900s. Okay. Then they wound up in Texas.
And then there's a gentleman who's from Africa who converted to Judaism 10 years ago, and he is just completely in the Jewish experience, and he wants this to like kind of not complete his Jewish experience, but he needs to see concentration camps and learn that part of Judaism.
Interestingly enough, that guy's in that show we were watching, The Agency. And he plays a completely different character.
Yes, he is.
He's a bad man.
He is a very bad man.
His name is Daniel. No, I'm sorry. His name is Kurt Egyiawan.
Sure.
He's actually British.
No.
He's been in, British actor, and he was in House of the Dragon. So he's got a little bit of, a lot of Shakespeare over this guy. Lots of Shakespeare.
Yeah, he's good.
And the other person that's in this group is
Baby,
kind of famous herself. Yep.
Jennifer Grey. Nobody put her in the corner.
I think she was in the corner. I saw a corner.
Jennifer Grey is that fourth person in this group. She could be their mom. And she is, I can't remember, she's going through some of her own difficulties with her daughter.
Yeah, she got divorced. Daughter married a rich guy, and she's a little snotty.
She's Jewish too. Right. And so this is your kind of odd gathering of folks that you find on a tour all over the world. And they're going to explore Poland together. And we have a British tour guide who is pretty knowledgeable at all things Poland, apparently. Right?
He's a scholar.
So he's what?
He's
a scholar. He is a scholar, right? So really, it's a movie about a relationship.
Yeah.
Trying to find what these boys, once were boys and clearly close friends, what they are today, and if they can kind of rekindle that, and on this journey about learning about their family a little bit. So, what did we think about it?
I loved it. I thought it was great. I thought it was really, really good, and I liked that it was, what you don't see much anymore is a concise, well-told story. There wasn't a lot of waste. There was no fluff. They said a lot in a very short period of time. The two characters were established. You saw the highs and lows, their pluses and minuses, how you could compare and contrast them and all that good stuff.
There was
a lot of story.
There was a beginning, there was a middle, there was an end. You don't get that in every movie.
It's a really
Some
good
movies
point.
don't have that.
I don't think there's going to be a real Pain 2. How about that?
The problem I have with the movie is that it was recommended that we watch it. And when I mentioned the title to my wife, she asked whether or not Angela was trying to tell me something.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. You're a joy.
Here's
Really,
the
you're a
movie to
joy.
watch. It's
No,
a real
really.
pain.
Really, no.
Oh,
You're a
no.
real joy. That's what you are.
I'm
A real joy. That's his follow up.
No, Killjoy.
Oh,
A real
Killjoy.
Killjoy.
As opposed to Dr. Kildare. Dr. Kildare?
So, Mike, did we like it? Did you like it?
I thought it was really well acted. I don't know that I would have rushed out to see it, but I enjoyed watching it. I think the two leads were really good, but the other 5 people were pretty good too.
They were. I thought everybody.
It wasn't like you just had superfluous people in the tour van. The guy doing the tour did a nice job. The guy from Rwanda who wanted to see, what happened, he did a really good job. The married couple, they were really good. I just thought everybody was, together with that. And Jennifer Grey for being, I guess, maybe one of the most recognizable people in the cast. They gave her enough to do without giving her too much to do.
Yep. I think the other 4, 5 characters are there to kind of help us work through the Jessie and Kieran relationship and see their personalities in different perspectives. And I liked it and love it, but I think all of what Angela said is so true. It's and what you said, Mike, too. Beginning, middle, end, concise. You got the story is the story. We're not getting off into weird stuff on the sides. It's just a tight movie. It's very good. It felt like a student movie in some ways. It felt like a very small independent film.
Yeah, well, it was a small independent film, but that's not discounting to call it a student film. I thought it was
no.
It was really well done.
I shouldn't say student. Small independent film, which I guess
that's what it was. It was a small independent film. I mean,
it's not an action film. It's almost a there's almost a romance that between these two men who have lost touch to some extent and trying to get back together, and it's difficult. It's been a while.
I don't have family here like that, like cousins that I grew up with and all that kind of stuff. So I don't have any of that. But I've known people for 40 years, 40 plus, and you have those kind of relationships with people, people that know how to push your buttons, what to expect from them, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
it's like anything. It's and their family, which makes it even more. F is for family.
I almost wish that there were. I don't know how long it was. How long is that movie?
Hour and a half.
Yeah. I almost wish there was more depth to them. Like it was a little bit longer, and there was more between the two of them. I wish to dig a little bit deeper into their backstory.
You think?
And
I
think a little bit. I mean, it's perfect the way it is, I guess, but a little bit more couldn't have hurt it.
I don't think it needed.
Show them younger, growing up together.
Yeah, a little bit, a little flashback,
a little closer. Maybe show Nana.
Yeah, but you can kind of get the feel, you can. And they were both like their grandmother's favorites, right? And they had a really tight relationship with them. What did he say at one point? He's like, Nana slapped me one time. Yeah, or whatever it was. It's like, and all
they could have been brothers. They happen to be cousins. It could have been a brother story. It could have been a cousin story.
Yeah,
you see 2 different people in different parts of their life, and they both have their own issues that they can't come to grips with, or maybe they can. We find out that Kieran Culkin's character had a suicide attempt.
Yes,
of some kind, and we don't really know completely what that's all about, but that it definitely puts a darkness to the film and to the story. And Jessie Eisenberg, I think, he seems to me, a few things I've seen him in, he plays the same guy. It's the same guy in most of his roles.
Yeah,
and
he's
very good at it. And this is one of those. This is really a perfect vehicle for that kind of character, who's just so different than this other person. He's a bit manic. He's neurotic. Needs power. Needs to overthinks everything, and kind of looks down on people too, and especially his cousin for not being the way he wants him to be. and which is the total arrogance actually. He's in some ways he's not likable, I think.
Who? Eisenberg?
Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah, I could see him. I could see him being a little annoying.
Yeah,
and I think that's the contrast is that the cousin is extremely likable, but he's manic depressive. He committed suicide, smokes dope on his mother's couch, and doesn't have a life. And Jesse Eisenberg's character is not so likable, but he's married, has a wife, has a kid, has a job, lives.
Well, he pretty much said it all in the one scene in the restaurant, right?
Yeah.
He's like, he wishes he had the charisma that his cousin had. It's like he drives him insane.
Yeah.
But he wishes he had half the talent and half the charisma that he had.
Yeah, it's right. He really looks up to this kind of
and I guess there's a bit of resentment, a little bit of a chip on his shoulder because he doesn't have that personality.
Yes.
He's got everything else going on, but he doesn't have that. He doesn't have that.
He resents Jesse Kieran Culkin's character, and Kieran Culkin doesn't resent his cousin's character at all.
No, I don't think so. He accepts him for who he is.
He accepts him for his. He wishes he was different. He wishes he had more fun in life. He wished he showed more emotion. Wish he cried. Wish he was more emotional and looked at darker times in a different way. He's not the same kind of person. They're very different, and so it's not necessarily a happy film.
No, bittersweet is what I would call it.
Bittersweet is a good way to look at it. Yeah.
So
I loved it. I liked it. I didn't love it, but I think all your things that you've said are very dead on. And each character was well done. All characters.
I think it's going to get better on a rewatch.
Maybe. Yeah.
And
I think.
And I still can't get over that's Kieran Culkin.
Why?
Where that's Macaulay Culkin's younger brother. He was in some of the Home Alones. He was in Father of the Bride and Father of the Bride 2 and She's All That. And you saw him as a little kid in everything. And now 42 years old. And it makes me sad. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
it's just amazing that he's held it together, made it through being a child star, and he's got an Academy Award nomination. It's right. That's amazing. Go with the Emmy Award nomination, the win he had before.
So as I said, Jesse Eisenberg kind of plays the same character. It feels like, which probably feels like almost like that's who he really is. I kept seeing an alternate version of Roman. What was his name in Succession? Roman Roy here, and if Roman Roy had taken a different turn in life, this is who he is. Yeah. He's the same. It's the same. It's almost the same personality. Yeah. It's a little bit destructive. It's a lot of fun. It's a little dark. But there's this ongoing depth that he wants more. He wants to know more about life, and take away the money. Maybe it's the same guy. Yeah. And he acts the same in a lot of ways. He doesn't care about what he says when people are around.
Who he offends, any of this.
His rules are different than everybody else's for sure.
Right. You want to take a quick break and we'll move on to number 2?
Definitely.
Okay, let's do that. We'll take a little break from the movie and we'll go for number 2. So number 2, also Isle of Raasay. Again, there were 3 in total. This is the 5-year-old peated ex-rye single cask. So let's see what we got here. All right, I'll read a little bit about it. The most common types of casks used to mature Scotch whiskey are ex-bourbon barrels made from the most prevalent species of North American white oak, whatever, Goertius alba, as well as the classic vanilla flavor that you get from this type of oak. We're looking for a spicier black pepper note and more of a butterscotch flavor in our ex-rye cask matured spirit. The barrels come from Woodford Reserve Distillery in this instance. And it's 60.6% ABV, and there are 177 bottles.
Yowzer.
So we don't see, well, we do now. There's more interesting casks experiments in Scotland. Yep. And rye casks have not been the norm for sure. It's usually bourbon, right?
The only one I remember is that one, the Johnny Walker. They did the rye cask. They did a Johnny Walker. They did a Johnny Walker rye cask.
Okay.
Yeah, from what I remember a while back.
I thought there was a Kilhoman too.
Maybe, probably. But anyway, let's get into this one. Oh, different smell. This is like sweeter.
No more cheers.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. You're absolutely right.
You want to cheer again? Boy, how many cheers do you need, man?
I'm sorry.
Cheers.
Cheers, gents. All right, let's see what we got on this one.
It's pretty light.
It is.
It's 6 points on it. It's pretty light.
No, but I mean on the nose.
Well, just there's not.
I'm afraid to go in.
There's not a big floral presence. There's not a big smoke presence.
I get like vanilla, maybe a little bit of cinnamon.
I'd be just lying if I said I thought it was peated because I don't get any peat off it.
No, I don't get the peat at all either.
It's a little medicinal. That's all I get.
Smells good. Smells good. I'm going to go in.
I love the smell, but it's just not in some big flavor profile.
Wow, that's so different from the other one.
Yeah.
It's like you'd think they used a whole different cask.
You think that was wow?
You think one was from a wine barrel and this one's a rye barrel?
Wow. So this one is 60%. This one's definitely got 60.
Both 5 years old. Same amount of time in whatever cask it was in. Totally different whiskey.
Totally different whiskey. This is spicy, peppery.
Yeah, I'm not getting a lot. Yeah.
And a lot of heat.
I just got a little something like I almost got like a toffee, a little bit of like sweet, like caramel or toffee.
The second one's going to give me more flavors here. Wow, I really like it though.
That is nice. That's pretty good.
And you're right. It is worlds. It's like Kieran Culkin and Jessie Eisenberg in this movie. The first two whiskeys here,
right?
They are very different. They're very different.
Try putting some water in it.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
Try putting water in it.
I like that. I'm kind of torn. I'm trying to figure out because we got to rank these things when we're done. I'm having a hard time.
I like it better.
It's so different. It's almost not fair. You know?
I think it's a little better for me anyway. Open it up a little bit with water.
I think you're getting crackly there, Aaron.
Am I crackly?
Maybe. I don't know. Well, keep going. I think you're okay.
All right.
We'll see.
It's drying. It's a little salinic, a little saltiness on the side of my tongue. Finish is not as long as I expected.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all the front third.
Yeah.
Interesting. With some water, I almost got like a little tobacco-y note.
Yeah.
I was gonna just say that.
Yeah,
I was gonna say tobacco because I wasn't gonna say smoke because it wasn't
no,
it's not peaty.
Smoky. No.
I'm curious about the peat stuff. I wonder it's probably a pretty low level of peat. And maybe it's not an island peat, maybe it's a highland peat, so it's leaving more mellow.
That's delightful.
It's definitely not in your face peat.
That is delightful. Peat. I like it. And I like the Raasay bottles. They're really cool.
They are really interesting. Do you remember, Ange, when we were in Chicago? I think I was the Chicago Jubilee.
Yeah.
And Raasay had a booth, and no one knew who they were. How many years ago? That's probably 7.
That was 96. 2016.
16. So that's 8 years ago.
No, was it 16? No. It was later than that.
I don't know.
Probably like 19. It was like the last Whiskey Jubilee in Chicago.
Okay. So 5-6 years ago.
Yes.
And they had a booth, and there was this poor guy behind the booth.
I vaguely remember that. Yeah.
Nobody knew who they were. And they had, I think the very first whiskey they came out with was called almost like Ardbeg. It was like very young. It was like the first, it had no age statement. And it was brand new, because I think I saw on the website they started in 2012, but they didn't release anything until 5 years or so later, maybe 2014. So they're really, really young distillery, and now I think they're winning awards.
Huh? It's good. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
Mike's got some kind of like, I don't know what kind of mouse he's got over there. That thing is like, I think he may have actual mice.
Mice? What are you talking about?
I don't know. Notice he put himself on mute. Lots of clicking.
It's a hammer. That's what I use to get the keys. I use a hammer.
It is beyond a hammer.
Yeah, I have the touch of a blacksmith.
Madness.
All right.
Madness. All right.
So let's talk about these as we like to do. Let's talk about the characters a bit.
Okay.
The actors.
The cast.
So let's start with the cast.
So you want to run down the cast real quick, just to start it off?
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead.
So Kieran Culkin plays Benji Kaplan. Jessie Eisenberg is David Kaplan. Banner Eisenberg is Abe, which apparently is Jessie Eisenberg's son, who's the little kid when he's FaceTiming him. It's actually his son. Jacob Gasowski. Well, these are some little receptionists at the hotel, I guess. That was just a small part. They put everything in I guess order of appearance. Yeah. So Will Sharpe as James. Daniel Oreskes as Mark. He's the older guy on the tour.
Older guy, right?
Liza Sadovy is Diane. I guess that's his wife.
Yep.
Kurt Egyiawan is Eloge. He's the guy from, where is he from? Where was he from again?
Ethiopia, I think.
No, it wasn't Ethiopia.
In the show, he's Rwandan.
Rwandan.
Rwanda. Right. Yeah. He's a survivor of the genocide. There.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
and I'd like to just stop there for a second and apologize to all of those people because I don't think we pronounced any of their names correctly.
And Jennifer Eisenberg correctly.
And Jennifer Grey.
We might have.
And Jennifer Grey.
Cards and letters
we got one right, Jennifer Grey.
BoozeYancy.com. And then you missed Jennifer Grey.
Jennifer Grey.
I said Jennifer Grey, didn't I?
Did you?
Oh, Jennifer Grey is Marsha.
And what's the tour guide's name?
Oh, it's Will Sharpe.
That's Will Sharpe. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's start with Mr. Eisenberg. So I really don't know a lot about him. I haven't seen him.
I've seen him in a lot of stuff. Actually, I think the first movie I ever saw him in, there was a movie with Campbell Scott, and it was called Roger Dodger.
Roger Dodger. That was his second movie.
Yeah.
Second movie.
I really like Roger Dodger. He was like, I don't know if he played the nephew. I think he was Campbell Scott's nephew.
Nick.
And he was basically and what's his name? Campbell Scott is basically kind of giving him the lowdown on the ladies and how to be like a player. So, and it's all bad advice, but it was kind of a fun
shockingly
movie. Yeah, it was kind of a fun movie. But he's good. I mean, I like this. He's been in a lot of stuff. He's got the two what are the two zombie movies? The ones with Zombieland. He's got the two Zombieland movies. He's got that movie where he plays in at an amusement park, I think. Adventureland.
Yeah, Adventureland. Yep.
Right. Last year or 2 years ago, I forget what year it was. He was in the one on the show on Hulu with what the hell was it called? Something is in Trouble. Fleischman is in Trouble.
Fleischman's Trouble.
Oh, Fleischman in Trouble, right?
Which was really good. I thought he was great in that too.
And he's in the two Magic movies, the Now You See Me movies.
Oh, that's right.
The ensemble cast.
Yeah, right.
And the big thing he was in was Social Network, where he played a character who I think he actually might have the same personality disorder as Eisenberg's character.
Yeah.
He has a meta personality, yes. I think Social Network is the first real big leap into stardom, I guess, right?
So he got Academy Award nomination for that, and Academy Award nomination for original screenplay in this one. So
I did not realize he was in a Batman movie.
That's right.
Lex Luthor, Batman vs Superman,
in the one with
and Justice League.
Yeah.
There's Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League. He's been. I didn't realize he had those three behind him. And then television wise, something called Get Real. What was Get Real?
I don't know that.
22 episodes of Get Real. And then Fleischman in Trouble. So he's mostly and a fair amount of theater work. But it's mostly he's a film guy. And I'm guessing is he a New York guy? I'm guessing it's probably for New York. Yep, New York City. Interestingly enough, he has Polish citizenship.
Really?
Yeah. Go figure.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Better not let anybody hear about that. You're going to send him back.
That's right. We don't know. He's hopefully he wasn't born here.
He might. There's no birthright citizenship anymore. So
yes,
Nah, they won't send him out.
He's done a fair amount of writing. He's written a lot for the New Yorker, and he's a huge basketball fan. He's a big Knicks fan, so he's done some Knicks writing. Wrote for something called McSweeney's magazine, and a fair amount of different reviews on restaurants and things. So he's got this other little life of what the heck is this? What if I hadn't written that fan letter to Dan Marley in April 1993? I'm fascinated by what that might have been. These are a collection of what if short stories compiled by editor Mike Pesca, published in Under Further Review. So he wrote some story called "What If I Hadn't Written That Fan Letter to Dan Marley, who played with the Phoenix Suns back in the 90s." Huh. So now I need to go dig back into his writing and figure out what his writing's all about basketball, because he's got definitely a lot of basketball stuff on his resume. Very interesting. Okay. Kieran Culkin. Part of the Culkin plan. Culkin. Rory Culkin, his brother. Macaulay Culkin, his brother. Bonnie Bedelia is his aunt. A New York City. Yep. A New York City person himself. And boy, where do you want to start with his career? We talked a little bit. Home Alone, Only the Lonely, Father of the Bride, Home Alone 2, Father of the Bride 2, She's All That, Cider House Rules, Scott Pilgrim versus the World, Infinity Baby, Father of the Bride Part 3. Yeah, nothing good.
Nothing good.
And then a fair amount of TV, not a whole lot, but here and there, a little bit of TV.
And also
Fargo. Yeah. The big thing is Succession and Robot Chicken. Yeah.
I think Succession is really what kind of
that changes
everything. Yeah, it did.
Yes.
I think that's going to be the new Wire.
Succession.
It's a really interesting.
Everybody good is going to be like, oh, that guy was on Succession. That guy was on Succession.
Well, didn't Jeremy Strong get an Oscar nomination too?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
It's crazy.
So he's had a really interesting career too, and a bit of theater. Glengarry. 2025. He's doing Glengarry, Glen Ross.
Yeah, Kieran Culkin apparently has a really, really big theater background. And remember, what was the woman? Who was the woman on Succession? Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
Well, her husband's a playwright. Her husband is what's the guy's name? I can't think of his name now. He wrote that movie with one of the Afflecks. Something about Manchester by the Sea.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that's her husband. He's a playwright, and I think he's directed and written and all that kind of stuff. So, and I believe Eisenberg and her have done plays on Broadway together.
Kenneth Lonergan?
Yeah, that's it. Ken Lonergan. Yeah. So he's got a bit of a history. He's good. He's really, really good. And I really didn't pay much attention to him. I didn't really pay much attention to him till Succession.
Yeah, I would love to see him in a straight comedy. I think he'd be very funny, and it's just a straight comedy. But he's good. He's definitely good. Jennifer Grey, kind of iconic. She's sort of.
She is.
You don't think she's not like I don't know about her. She's probably won a bunch of awards, but you don't think of her as being like this award-winning actress. She sort of has made fun of herself. Famous for Ferris Bueller, Dirty Dancing.
Wow, Dirty Dancing. I mean, come on.
I know.
What? Dirty what?
Golden.
I don't think I saw.
She won a Golden Globe.
Is that new?
She won a nomination for a Golden Globe for Dirty Dancing.
Hey! Newsflash.
Red Dawn.
Newsflash.
Yes.
4 in a row for the Sixers.
There you go. Look at that. They're hot.
There you go. Look at that.
In fuego.
Anyway, what time?
Red Dawn, The Cotton Club. What else? A Real Pain. Done a bunch of TV, lots of TV. Daughter of Joel Grey. That's always my favorite thing about her.
Nepo baby.
Total Nepo baby.
Baby.
What was Remember what was the thing about her nose? Wasn't there something about her nose on something?
Well,
She was in a show. She was in a TV show, and she had changed her. She got the nose job, and then she would like. It was like this ongoing joke about it that she was in on. What was that?
I don't
Anyone remember?
Well,
Oh,
one
here
of
it
the
is. I
things-
found it. I was in the ABC sitcom. It's Like You Know, which satirized her much publicized nose job as a running gag. There you
Huh.
go.
It's one of the things they said
1999.
she lost work because she got it done.
Right.
Yeah.
Because she no
right.
longer looked distinctive. She looked like everybody else.
That's right.
Yes.
See, she should have followed Babs's lead, right? No nose
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
No nose
Wow.
job for Streisand. She should have Streisand.
She was also a voice in Amir's.
I mean, and when you think about it, right? It's like you're in some big movies, you're getting the parts. Why change anything?
Yeah.
If it ain't
Yeah.
broke, don't fix it. You know,
right.
I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
I guess it's hard, but still.
I like her. I think she's great. She was in this show called Red Oaks. That was on like.
Who was she in
Let's
Red
say-
Oaks? I saw the first season.
She was the wife. I think she was the wife of the heavy
I don't
comedian.
remember it at all. Oh,
crap.
Riser?
Not
Yeah, Paul Riser.
Paul Reiser. Yeah, I think she's
Okay.
the wife of Paul Reiser.
Okay.
So she's like this upper class woman at tennis club Blaney.
Right.
She's funny. She's very good in the movie. In a real
She
case.
is.
She's
Honestly, I didn't
she's
realize it was
really
her
good.
at first.
Yeah.
I saw
Oh,
the
really?
credits. Yeah, I didn't know.
That's interesting.
I haven't seen her
Anyone
in a
want to guess how old she is?
while. I don't know. She's probably our age. 50,
Little-
late
60,
60s.
64.
Yeah,
Is she really?
Yeah, a little one.
64.
Okay.
All right. Next, we have this gentleman, Kurt Egyiawan. I'm sorry,
Egyiawan.
Mr.
Let's go.
Kurt.
Egyiawan.
I'm sorry, Kurt.
Sure.
English actor, English theater and television actor, most known for playing various roles in Shakespearean plays at the Globe, including Othello, and as the Grand Meister Orwell in HBO's House of the Dragon. He's actually from Cameroon,
Oh, okay.
so he's going a little bit out of his league, playing the Rwandan refugee.
Yeah. Totally different.
Totally different.
Well, what's the in the agency? Is it Sudan? Is that where they are?
Yeah. Sit in.
Oh,
Sudanese.
right.
Mm-hmm.
He was in Slow Horses in one episode.
Is he?
He's in that show Chaos that just got canceled by Netflix, I believe. He's going to be in He's going to be in Andor, which is the
Interesting.
Star Wars show on
season
Disney
2?
Plus. Season 2, yes.
Okay.
Yep. So he's done a bit, but the big thing is he's just got all this Shakespeare behind him. Oh my God! Jeez.
Huh,
Henry V,
interesting.
Richard III, Twelfth Night, Measure for Measure,
He's
Othello.
That's
Yeah,
good.
he's a pro. This is a pro.
Yes, he is.
Those
Brits. I'll tell you.
Liza Sadovy, British actress. She was in Sweeney Todd.
Another
Prime
Brit. My
Suspect.
God.
Yeah, another Brit. Yeah. EastEnders. Yep, she's had a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and her husband in the show. I remember from her from another movie, or as a series on Netflix about a Jewish family in Poland, in Warsaw, that what was that called? And they have to escape before the Nazis come. And she's the mother of this family. I can't remember the name of the movie. It's not listed on her, at least on her Wikipedia page. And then her husband's played by Daniel Oreskes, Law and Order, mostly Law and Order, a lot of Law and Order, and various things. So it's a good cast. Oh boy, he's really had a long TV career.
Very good cast.
Yeah, very good cast.
And then you got Will Sharpe.
Who I didn't look up. What's Will Sharpe's background?
Well, the only thing I've seen him in, he was in the second season of The White Lotus.
Yeah, White Lotus. Yeah.
And
Oh, wow.
He's
I don't know.
married to Aubrey Plaza.
Aubrey Plaza, right?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, in the show.
In the show. Yeah, he's married to Aubrey
thank
Plaza
God.
in the show.
You know why?
Yeah.
That's you heard about Audrey Plaza's husband, right?
Yeah.
No.
Her real husband.
You really
Yeah.
pissed away.
Oh, okay.
Committed suicide a few weeks ago. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, so Will Sharpe, and he was in White Lotus. He was very good. Played an American in White Lotus. and he had the little thing with the other guy, the guy who was in The Gentleman. I can't think of his name. He's in the Range Rover ads now. And there was the whole thing with the wife and all that stuff. But he was good.
It was not a gentleman.
No, he was not.
Right. So it's a great cast. It's a really good cast of this movie. They're all they work well together, and they really the secondary cast really, I think, helps.
You say cast?
Cast.
I think that was a.
Why wouldn't I say cast? Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they help out the Culkin Eisenberg cousins? Kind of help figure out their relationship. I think that's. I guess we talk a little bit about the end of the movie here. The end of the movie, the boys leave their tour, get to their grandmother's home, and it's a little anticlimactic, right? They're not even sure it's the right place,
right?
And they can't get in. I don't know if they wanted to get in, but they can't get in. It's not. I don't know what they thought it was going to be, but it's just a house. It's just like a tenement building.
Yeah, but you know what though? I think it was more realistic. Like,
totally.
You didn't watch the second season of The White Lotus, but there was this whole thing where F. Murray Abraham is Michael Imperioli's grandfather, I think, or father. Yeah. No, it was his father, right?
Father. Yeah.
Yeah, and they go back to Sicily. They want to see like where the family lived and all this stuff. He's on this big nostalgia tour. He goes to this house where I guess his family lived. I think he said that they were related, and it was not at all what he expected.
Yeah,
they may have come out with guns and like chased him away. It was
totally, and the houses are totally unimpressive. Where you're expecting the family castle, you're like, no, if there was a castle, they wouldn't have left.
Yeah, I don't know what you can't tell what they were thinking, but you can tell they're a little disappointed,
right?
Probably like a lot of people when they go back to their grandparents' home that they've never seen.
What's that phrase? You can't go home again. Is that the phrase or whatever?
Yeah. And they have a little bit of a disagreement with a neighbor who thinks they're probably dubious about who they are. A couple American guys just standing in front of this tenement building, and then they're done. They've saw the place. They've seen where their grandma lived, but it's the journey, right? It's not about where they get. It's about the journey, and in the process, they maybe figured out the relationship a little bit more, figured out themselves a little bit more, and then long flight home, and you think maybe are these guys going to be close again? Are they going to get back together? Not really. Now, the happy ending would have been that I think Jessie Eisenberg asked if Kieran Culkin would come back to his apartment and hang out have dinner with his family and see his little cousin. Yeah. And he says, no, I'd rather just hang out in the airport, and probably speaks volumes about their relationship at this point in their life. And he's happy. Culkin's happy, just kind of doing what he does. And I think Jessie Eisenberg is dissatisfied with it, with his relationship, as he kind of started off being dissatisfied. He ends being dissatisfied. Yep. And so there's no closure for him so much, I think. Whereas Kieran Culkin doesn't need closure. He's pretty happy.
I think that the one thing that made me think he got a little bit of closure is at the very end, when he comes home, he puts the stone he was going to leave as a memorial marker at his grandmother's house on his own front step. Yes. And then he walks in and he's greeted by his wife and kids. And I think that's a good point. His thing is that, this is my life. He's brought a wife and kids, and that's okay.
Yeah. He's brought a little piece of grandma home, and that's it. And that's the end. It's a very simple story. Yeah. A very simple story with characters with a lot of depth, and who don't. It's not necessarily a happy ending, super happy. It just is. Yeah, it's just and that's kind of what life. And that's kind of what life is.
It's life, right? I mean,
it's life.
You go on your little trip, and then you go back to your life. I mean,
it's
the fake Hollywood happy ending would be that they go back to he goes back to Jessie Eisenberg's house and they have dinner and they hang out and they go get beers, and then
climbing all over
Jessie Eisenberg says, hey, you know what, you can work at my firm, and we really need a creative guy who could come up with some ideas on digital marketing. Well, that's not going to happen. That's not
And
real.
it ends with a musical number.
Yes. Right.
Busby Berkeley finish,
Busby Berkeley, yeah. So that's it. It's a nice movie. For sure. So cheers to those guys. Just a reminder. Any other thoughts here on the movies guy?
Good.
Well, we could wrap it up in a minute. We still have one more whiskey.
Yeah. We're not done.
We're wrapping up.
Reminder to everybody that this is welcome to What We Watch When We Drink on the Booze Dancing Entertainment Network. This is a live stream. It'll be a podcast. Be waiting for it. It'll come out next week, and you can download it. And then don't forget to watch these boys doing their thing at the murder table weekly. I'd say weekly, maybe more than once a week.
Try to get 1 or 2 weeks, but
Yeah. Reviewing all kinds of interesting spirits.
I'm trying to go for daily.
One more.
I think daily would be good if we do it.
Daily would be great for you.
Sure.
Your liver can handle it. All right. Our last whiskey from the Isle of Raasay, from our friends at Impex. Take it away, Gilo.
Okie dokie. This is the Isle of Raasay 5-year-old peated Chinkapin single cask number 19/73. A North American oak Chinkapin. I'm not even going to try the Latin pronunciation. With a high char and high toast, gently impacts color and flavor without overpowering the maturing spirit. The high char increases the internal surface area of the cask, allowing more of the spirits to come into contact with the oak, resulting in a much darker color. The high toast caramelizes the natural sugars in the oak, adding lovely sweet caramel and smoky barbecue flavors to our spirit. 61.7%, 265 bottles. All right, I'm pouring.
Alrighty. That's a pretty good number.
That is a good size, man.
Maybe a little bit more on the nose of this one. Maybe.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
There we go. Oh, ow, that hurt. Oh, wow. That's got some vapor.
Yeah,
that one got me. That got me right on the nose.
Yeah, definitely more vapor for sure.
Yeah.
And I think you get a little more of the wood.
I'm like really trying not to read the notes that are right there. It's really hard to like, you read this thing and you get those little leading the witness. You don't want to lead the witness.
Make the print smaller, then you can't read it.
True.
High char. So this is you should have a little bit of you got the peat plus the high char, so
it's kind of fruity though.
Smoky.
It's kind of fruity on the nose.
A little bit.
All right, I'm gonna go in.
I went in. Wow. I think
it tastes like hotter. It tastes hotter than the other two.
It is. It's slightly hotter, but it builds. It's a poof
It definitely builds. Yeah. I'm letting that settle in my mouth for a sec here before I hop in for another run with the table.
I had to go for the second one just to see if it was just as hot the second time around.
If you charge your mouth. It's not as drying as the last one, as the rye cask.
No, I don't know. I didn't find
the second one hot.
I didn't find the second one that drying.
And I think it's more of the whole mouthfeel where the rye was
this one
front third.
I'm getting some cinnamon.
Maybe it's the alcohol doing it, but it's more coating of the mouth with all the heat.
What's your phrase, Mike? Front to back?
Front to back.
This is like the whole thing. Some hit like
the whole
spots.
Thing. Yeah.
Front to back. Yeah. It's a much better.
I don't not like it. I don't not like it. I like it.
Put a little bit of water in it.
If I had water.
That changes it too.
Well, you are in California, so
Yeah, we don't have no water. No agua.
no agua.
It's that smelt.
No
You have the
mas.
smelt problems. You have all the water you wanted.
No mas.
This one's grown on me. Even though it's really hot, I like it.
Yeah, when you push past that first hot, and then it's just really a good solid whiskey. It's a session whiskey.
Yeah.
If your
Push
session
you-
wants
push
to be
you.
face down somewhere.
Huh. That one actually, it's a little confusing to me, that one, a little
Yeah.
bit. I don't know why.
It's
Huh.
got like, I don't know, it's kind of fruity. It's spicy. It's got some cinnamon.
Definitely
I don't
spicy.
I don't get a lot of smoke. I don't think it's
No.
super smoky.
No. It's really interesting that all of these are noted as peated, but I don't know that I would.
Well, maybe it's not in the strictest, it's not in the Isla sense of peated, but there is some smoke.
No, but yeah, barely.
Yeah, it's a nice gentle,
Barely.
like a nice round kind of. You know what? I think it's more like for a person that doesn't like the Isla smoke, this might be a nice transition.
Oh, most definitely. These are not.
They're like not abrasive. They're not.
No.
This is more-
No. I mean, I think so. We're near. It's near Isle of Skye. It's near Talisker, right?
Mhm.
Isle of Raasay, and Talisker's got this kind of roughness to it and peatedness to it, peatiness to it, and you're drinking a Talisker when you drink a Talisker, right? It feels like it's of the area, it's of the island, of that part of the world. This is almost could be more Highlandy. It's not that they're soft and heathery, but it's more, more center of the country kind of feel. Even though that's not a thing anymore so much with distilleries, but it's definitely not. It's definitely not Isla, and I don't even think I would consider it an island whiskey, even though it comes from an island.
Mhm.
But I like it.
Yeah,
This one is just a little.
I can't prioritize because they're so different.
Yeah.
It's not like, I mean, they're completely different. I mean, they're three completely different casks, and it's not a finish. This is where they were aged, right? All of these.
Yep.
They were 5 years in
All 5 years. Yeah.
Right. So it's just different strokes for different folks. Just depends on what you like. I like them all.
I can pick my favorite because just like children, you do have a favorite.
I think I may have liked the rye. I thought maybe it was like the most like not every day, but one I could see drinking more regularly.
Yeah, and I thought that was a bad one. I think that was the third one for me.
Really?
I like the other two.
I like them all. I'm not saying I'm picking.
No, just in order. I would rather
Yeah.
go with the Chinkapin first, then the Ex-Bordeaux, and then the rye.
Hard to say.
Yeah, they're good.
Hard to say.
Real
Can
good.
you
Can't hear. What happened?
You're back.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
can hear
I can't hear you.
Oh, you're not missing anything.
Quick, talk about them.
That's right. What did you do? What happened? We were doing so well. We were doing so well. Why don't you just unplug the mic?
He can't hear you say that.
Oh, unplug the mic. How about if you just unplug the mic? Oh no, he left. Yeah, all right, let's keep talking about these whiskeys. Let's keep talking about these whiskeys. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. Like the Bordeaux one would be. I don't know. Like, what would you have that with? Like, if you were going to have it, would that be a dessert one?
Yeah,
I think more like. I think you know what? I'm thinking aperitif.
Yeah, I think you could start. I think with the fruitiness, you could probably have that with meat.
Yeah,
with a steak, or have it at the end of a meal with a good dessert. The Chinkapin, that's to me, that's the best of the three. Not that they're a bad one. I just like that one the best.
No,
and we've had a couple of other Chinkapin whiskeys, which
yes.
I've really enjoyed that flavor. I don't know what it does. I can't explain, how the finish works. Yeah. But I'm intrigued with what's going on, and it seems like that might be the new thing that more people are trying to put Chinkapin into their whiskeys. And so whether that's an abundance of the oak, or whether that's just experimentation going gangbusters, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's different. It's very. They're all very, very different. They're all very different. I mean, I wouldn't even know. I mean, score wise, I'd go anywhere from like, I don't know, 89 to 91.
Yeah, I think these are all A minuses.
Yeah, I think they're all pretty delicious. They're just different. They're just very, very different. Yeah. I think the rye one is probably the most one that you could have maybe the most often. You know?
Yeah. If you were having it more than once, I would agree with you. If you were just having one,
can you hear me?
We can. Yes.
I can't hear you.
What?
I can't hear you.
All right, no. I'm going to leave you. I'm going to put a little note there. Let's see. Unplug the mic.
Well, he is older, so maybe he's got some problems with hearing loss.
That was the wrong one. Private chat. I don't know. Maybe he does actually.
You know what it is? It's all that listening to Rush. That'll ruin your hearing.
That's all those concerts.
Oh, jeez.
It's all the concerts. It's all the concerts. But yeah, I don't know. Everything. It's. I think the middle one is. I think the rye one is probably the most. Is probably the most everyday dram if it's possible for a 60.6 for a 60% whiskey.
Just a little breakfast whiskey. Start my day.
Yeah, I don't know.
I am back.
Hey, you're back.
You can hear us?
You okay now?
But I can't hear you.
Oh, okay. Well,
let's see here.
Yeah, I don't know. I keep telling him to unplug the mic. I've tried 3 different ways to tell him to unplug the mic.
I think he did.
He's not listening. Did he? I don't think he did. So, yeah, I don't know. Hard to say. Tough call. I think they're all excellent. They're just different. And I don't think I could rank them. Like you said, it's like picking your favorite children.
None of them. They're all
so okay. So if you had to rank them, what would you do? I think you said it. But say it again.
The children of the whiskeys.
No. You live with the children. The whiskeys. The whiskeys.
I would go with the Chinkapin.
Okay.
And then the Ex Bordeaux, and then the Ex Rye.
Okay.
But it's like one's a 91, one's a 90.5, and one's a 90. The difference for me isn't enough.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. Aaron, are you back?
I'm back. Sorry about that.
Can you hear us?
He knows. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Totally. Everything's good.
Yes, so where were we?
So
we're ranking the 3. Ranking the whiskeys. If you had to order them, I think they're anywhere from an 89 to a 91 if you're going with a score. But in terms of favorites, I have a hard time ranking them because I think they're all different.
I would go the Ex Rye, the Ex Bordeaux, and the Chinkapin. And the Chinkapin I can't figure out still. But I really liked that middle, that rye.
Yeah, I thought that is like, if you can have an everyday drinker that's a 60% whiskey, that might be it.
Yeah, I agree.
If you are an everyday drinker at 60%, you got problems.
But I'm not. I only drink with you guys. Problems. So, that's why we can never go full odd couple, Mike. Because we'd be drinking every day.
I don't know what the problem with that is.
I don't have a problem with that. It would be bad. It would be very bad.
I'm calling that retirement.
There you go. So,
did we want to talk a bit about the memoriams tonight, or we'll say that for another?
I made a quick list. If you want to do it, or we can hold off till next time. Whatever.
Well, you know what? Given that the movie was based upon the death of the spark was the death of a grandmother. Maybe that's not so bad.
I got a lot of grandmothers here.
Okay, go ahead. Want to just run through them? We'll do it quickly. What do you got? Wait, is this 2024 or recent? What do you
2024.
Okay.
Yeah. We didn't do it at the end of the year, so we should do it 24.
2024. Okay. Jimmy Carter.
That's a good. Not an actor.
Not an actor, but a celebrity in his own right.
Celebrity. Yes.
Linda Lavin.
Good one.
Yep. Childhood. Alice. Who didn't watch that show?
She was like I watched a lot. I was a fan.
Yeah. That was what Alice in One Day at a Time. Were probably
so wait, was that Ray Romano's show? Her last show then?
No.
No,
I don't know.
They were actually
that one that was just on with Lisa Kudrow.
They were actually about to reboot the Golden Girls,
right?
With 3 gay men and
what?
Linda Lavin.
What?
It wasn't going to be the Golden Girls. It was like Golden Girls, where it's 3 gay men and Linda Lavin.
Wow, that's interesting.
And she was unbeknownst to her, was diagnosed with lung cancer and died very quickly.
Married to Ron Liebman forever.
Ron Liebman for a bit, yeah. Greg Gumbel.
Greg Gumbel.
3-time Sports Emmy winner.
Sportscaster. Great sportscaster, yep.
One of Angela's favorites, Barbara Taylor Bradford. He
that?
really enjoyed her 40 best-selling novels, the romance novels. He's a big fan. He is.
Oh, wow. Oh,
he's a romance novelist.
You can tell.
That's me, man. I'm Mr. Romance.
He's got a little tattoo BTB on him. He's a big fan of Barbara Taylor Bradford. Game show host Chuck Woolery.
Chuck
original host of Wheel of Fortune.
That's right.
He asked for a raise, and Merv Griffin fired him.
Yep. And look what he lost. Well, he was also the host of the Love Connection.
And Lingo.
We'll be back in 2 and 2.
Somewhat of a character actor, Tony Todd. He played Candyman. If you saw him, African-American gentleman, if you saw him, he's a very severe-looking gentleman. You would not want to mess with him.
No. He was,
3-time Daytona 500 winner, Bobby Allison.
Huh?
A near EGOT, Quincy Jones.
Wow.
He won an Emmy. He won 28 Grammys, and he won a Tony Award.
Huh.
Yeah,
and
Quincy Jones
is the father of actress Rashida Jones.
Rashida Jones, right? Married to
baby Peggy Lipton.
That's right. Yep.
Peggy Lipton.
Yep.
One of the Tarzans, Ron Eli, passed away.
Huh.
A Rookie of the Year and Cy Young Award winner in the same year, and also won the World Series that year. Anyone? Fernando Valenzuela.
That's right, Fernando.
Oh,
yes.
Fernando.
Best left-hand pitcher of the 1980s.
Yeah. Dame Maggie Smith, another near EGOT. She did not get the Grammy to complete her EGOT. Won the Triple Crown of Acting. She had 2 Oscars, 4 Emmys, and a Tony Award.
By the way,
she won EGOT. 6 Olivia Awards.
Do you have an EGOT tattoo? I think you do.
I would like to get them all. I would like
get it. You know what? You know, like the SPQR, where they used to have like the
That's what I got EGOT.
You could have EGOT
right
on the top of your arm. Yeah. I got you. You'll have none of them, but you'll get it. But you'll get the tattoo.
So Maggie Smith went from being a somewhat of a bombshell as a young actress to being Downton Abbey. She's the old woman in Downton Abbey.
Oh wow!
Career went full circle.
Old. She kept working though.
John Amos.
Oh yeah,
John Amos.
He's one of the last people from the Mary Tyler Moore Show, Good Times, Roots, West Wing.
He was Die Hard 2.
The guy was in everything.
Yeah, I think he played
Don't forget Coming to America. Don't forget.
Coming to America too.
Right. You know they had the Golden Arches. We had the Golden Arches.
I'm McDonald's, not McDonald's.
They're McDowell's. They're McDowell's.
McDowell's. There's no sesame seeds on my bun. Gina Rollins.
Gina Rollins.
4-time Emmy winner.
Nick Cassavetes' wife, right?
Nick Cassavetes' wife. She was in The Notebook.
Not Nick Cassavetes.
She was Gloria.
John Cassavetes.
Nick Cassavetes is the son.
Right.
Shannon Doherty, around our age. Richard Simmons, around Aaron's age.
Hey now.
In his mid to late 70s. Dr. Ruth Westheimer.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Shelley Duvall. This guy was often considered one of the greatest actors to have never been nominated for an Academy Award. Donald Sutherland. He's in The Dirty Dozen, Ordinary People, Kelly's Heroes, MASH, Space Cowboy, 6 Degrees of Separation, a whole bunch of other movies. Never nominated. Morgan Spurlock. The guy who put together Super Size Me.
Yep. Too many Big Macs.
Jeez, he wasn't that old, was he?
53.
Yeah, young.
Dabney Coleman.
What a great actor.
Tootsie, Mary Hartman, Buffalo Bill, Slap Maxwell, a bunch of other things.
What a great actor.
And at the end of his career, he's in Boardwalk Empire.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Was he the colonel or whatever he was?
Yeah, plays the
head of the at NORAD. He was in War Games.
Yeah, right. War Games. Yeah, and the country music, Toby Keith made some novelty songs as well as a bunch of other Red Solo Cup.
Oh man,
Richard Lewis.
Well, we could talk Richard Lewis for a whole episode.
We talked about him before when he passed away. Richard Lewis, Carl Weathers,
comedian, and
David Soul, who played Hutch in Starsky and Hutch. And the last one, Chita Rivera. She won 2 Tony Awards. She was the first Latina to get a Kennedy Center honor and the Presidential Medal of Freedom. She was nominated for 10 Tonys over a 6-decade period.
Wow.
So in 6 consecutive decades, she was nominated for Tony Award.
Wow.
I think that's what you call prolific. Is that what that is? Prolific? Is that how that works?
Yeah. All right. So I got a few here for you.
Sure.
Carl Weathers. Did we say Carl Weathers?
Carl Weathers. Yeah, Carl Weathers.
Mojo Nixon. There's no Mojo Nixon. Is this very famous, kind of like a cowpunk rock and roller guy. Richard Lewis. You mentioned him. Steve Lawrence. Stephen Eady.
Stephen Eady passed away.
Yeah, that's right. Eric Carmen. Famous for, we talked about this, Footloose. He did the music for Footloose. Emmett Walsh, who, you know,
I didn't know he passed away.
When I think of movies and you guys, I think of a guy like Emmett Walsh, because
you're gonna put the whole fist in there now.
You guys just know who Emmett Walsh is.
Oh my God, yeah, he's
all
fantastic.
of the things he's been in, right? So many things, right?
He's the character's character actor.
Yeah.
Did you mention Lou Gossett Jr.?
No.
Lou Gossett Jr. Let's see. Heisman Trophy winner, not a Super Bowl winner, and a murderer. Anyone kind of guess?
Gee.
OJ passed away?
O.J. Simpson. That's right.
Wow.
No, not guilty. Not guilty.
One of my personal favorites passed away from SCTV, Joe Flaherty. Passed away.
Joe Flaherty.
And let's see here. I had a couple.
Guy Caballero.
Caballero.
The station owner.
The station owner. Roger Corman passed away this year. Roger Corman, the director of Silence of the Lambs.
What? Roger Corman.
Roger Corman.
Director of Silence of the Lambs?
I think he was a producer or director, yeah.
Yeah, but he was I think he did a lot of producing, but I don't think he did Silence of the Lambs.
It was true.
That was John. That's what's that guy's name? I can't think of his name now, but whatever. Don't pop into my head.
Bill Walton passed away. Noted NBA star, Hall of Famer, and TV personality. Jerry West of the Lakers, NBA logo. Willie Mays, Donald Sutherland, as you mentioned. Martin Mull, another great comedian, famous for so many things, including our friend's TV show, Angelo.
The one with I know who you mean. God damn it, I can't think of anything. I'm sorry. Andrea Savage.
Andrea Savage, thank you.
Yes, he played her dad, right?
That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
Bob Newhart. There's some big ones here for me personally.
Yeah.
Bob Newhart was like, the first Newhart show was great. The second Newhart show was great. Best friend of Don Rickles for 50 years. There was a great YouTube documentary by what's his name? Who did all?
We're the worst, aren't we?
He did Freaks and Geeks. What's his name?
Oh, Judd Apatow.
Judd Apatow. It's it's a love story about the Newharts and the Rickles family. It is so wonderful. Bob Newhart was just a great comedian. Never did his stage stuff was never blue. He was just the everyman guy. He was an accountant who became a stand-up comedian. And
at the end of his career, what is he? He's Professor Proton on The Big Bang Theory. He's like the Bill Nye the Science Guy for Sheldon's character, and he makes several appearances on the show.
Yes, you mentioned game show host Chuck Woolery. Don't forget, game show host Peter Marshall passed away.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Phil Donahue, maybe the beginnings of daytime talk show host. Yeah, who kind of revolutionized what daytime talk shows were. It wasn't about entertainment; it was about news and information and some crappy stuff too. James Darren James Darren, hot throb of the 1960s.
Hot throb.
Hot throb.
Heart
Sergio
throb.
Mendes and Brazil 66 passed away. James Earl. Do you mention James Earl Jones?
Nope.
James Earl Jones, famous
Wow.
for so many things, right?
Luke, I am your father. Come on.
Darth Vader. Some guy
Darth
named
Vader.
Darth.
This is CNN.
This is CNN.
If you build it.
What did I hear? Did he give his voice to Lucasfilm so they can use his voice in Star Wars forever? Is that
Really?
I believe.
Will the family get residuals? That's the question.
That's a good question.
Were they paid up front? What are the other?
Yeah.
One or the other.
Tito Jackson, one of the Jackson Five.
Another Jackson.
Yes. So, I can't believe Maggie Smith.
You said that.
Oh, you said Maggie Smith. Chris Christopherson.
Oh yeah.
Pete Rose. Dikembe Mutombo.
Oh yeah, it's a big one. Yeah.
Welcome to the NBA, Mr. Mutombo.
Terry Garr.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
right.
Somebody else from
That
Tootsie.
one
Jackie
hurt.
Coleman. Yeah.
Terry, that's right. Terry Garr hurt. That was a tough one for me.
Thank you, Doctor.
This is a tough one. This one goes back a little bit. Earl Holliman. Does anyone know
From Police
Earl
Story,
Holliman?
right?
Yeah,
Police
that's
Story?
right. That's right.
Police Story?
Police woman.
Police woman.
Story?
Police woman.
Yeah, with Angie Dickinson. Yeah.
Angie Dickinson.
Did you mention Michael Cole from the Mod Squad? Michael Cole from the Mod Squad. We mentioned Peggy Lipton earlier, right? Jimmy, that's it. That was my little list of the ones that
I got nothing.
Yeah, you got nothing. You don't care about people.
Never did.
Never did. So that's every year we go through this, and it's amazing, how many people are just kind of falling off.
Nobody gets out alive.
Nobody gets out alive. Nope.
Nobody gets out alive.
Well, we did it. We did it again. We had to go through the list of the memorial list for 2024. Hopefully, the list is shorter.
Pour out the residual of your favorite, and
cheers to all of them.
Toast.
So many great folks from different parts of the entertainment business. This has been another wonderful little episode.
Oh, one thing. So the movie.
One thing.
So the movie. We thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Yeah. Oh,
yes,
yeah.
thumbs up.
Yeah.
Thumbs up. Okay.
I guess we should come back to the movie. Yeah,
just a little bit. Yeah.
A real pain thumbs up, and I would even suggest that a thumbs up on these I Love Raasays as well.
Absolutely.
They're three different whiskeys.
They're completely different.
Yeah.
You'd think they use three completely different casks.
You'd think that these single casks would all be, the same, but they're not. They're actually different.
I think they were aged a different amount of time. That's how different they are.
You do think
aged somewhere and then
refinished. No, I guess they taste like they would be, but they're.
I got it.
But they're all 5 years old. It doesn't seem like they should all be the same age either for the.
Age is just a number, my friend.
They're very, very good. Very, very nice.
No, I'd like to say that, but every day when I get up, it's not just.
It's not a number. It's not reality.
It's not just a number. It's a cruel thing.
Cruel reality, that's for sure. So thanks again to our friends at Impex Beverages for these I Love Raasay single casks. Was there a name of the series of these? Was it just did they have a series for these?
No, I think it's just their new release.
So these should all be out, I would think, because they're your better spirit shops and probably online somewhere. I'm sure you can get these guys.
Did I mention that the bottles are beautiful?
The bottles are beautiful. Cool glass.
You did.
Weird things. Yeah. Very different than your standard whiskey bottles.
Yeah, they're a little different.
So we have done it again, fellows. What we watch when we drink. This was episode 59. Out on a podcast coming soon. Gosh, this was fun getting together. We'll be back together in another couple weeks probably. We'll talk
a couple weeks.
More whiskey, talk more TV and such, or movies.
Episode 60 coming up.
60.
And most important,
yes.
Go Eagles. Go Eagles.
Go Eagles.
Oh yes. We should mention this. This is very important. The Super Bowl is 1.5 weeks away, I guess. Let's say 1.5. Yeah, that's about 1.5 weeks away. So the two fellows on this live cast above me on this live stream here are in the Philadelphia area, as we all know, and they are, I'm assuming, big Eagles fans. They'll be the ones jumping up on cars when those Eagles win. They'll
be light poles. I'm going up a light pole. no matter how well they've greased it.
They will be lighting up porta potties. They will be flipping cars. You will see them prominently, probably in a Pennsylvania jail near you. So careful out there for you Eagle folks.
EAGLES.
Eagles.
Yes, Eagles.
Eagles.
Yes.
IGGLES. Eagles.
So we know that Travis Kelce brings his girlfriend to all these Kansas City Chiefs games. Who's the most famous girlfriend wife of a Philadelphia Eagle?
I have no idea.
I asked because I don't know.
I don't know either.
Don't know either.
Wow. That's kind of sad, actually. I was hoping that
I think they keep him low profile.
Yeah. Isn't like doesn't what's the quarterback's name? Jalen
Hurts.
Doesn't he date like Cher?
Does
he date Cher?
I don't know.
That's Cher.
Not
well,
sure.
Good luck to the Eagle fans in our midst. Good luck to the Chiefs fans who are not watching actually tonight. So Super Bowl, we'll talk Super Bowl when we come back, and we'll have some more whiskey and more good TV talk, movie talk.
Excellent.
And pitchers and catchers report in 2 weeks.
Oh my God! Is it 2 weeks? Is it really 2
weeks?
weeks? I think I heard that the first games are in like 28 days or something like that. Yeah. Dodgers on the way. Our world champion Dodgers going to Japan to start the season, which is weird too.
And bring back a few more players.
You think they're going to sell out?
Yeah, I think they'll sell out. Right? They will play. I believe they're playing the Cubs in Japan.
Shohei, baby, Shohei
and Roki and who's the other guy? Yamamoto, thank you. Right.
Yamamoto.
And our second baseman's from South Korea. So we have a whole contingent from the Pacific Rim.
From that area, yes.
Whatever works.
We're rocking. All right, fellas, we are done. Cheers.
Right,
We're out of here, and I believe there's some credits to play.
There are. Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Quick.